do you get that launched? Where does it live? What is the internet? How does all of this stuff work? It was so.
No, if you went to your parents and you asked them, you said, you know, I have a choice. I can either quit doing all of this tomorrow, right, and go get a job for like 1/10 of this, or I can continue to do this and send you money. Which one do you think they would ask?
My mom would say, absolutely quit. My dad, he'd be like, oh my God, no, why would you ever quit?
Your dad would say that?
My dad would say that I send money to my dad so that he can be comfortable with like their family.
He's a pastor?
No, he's not a pastor anymore. They stopped being a pastor when I was like 18.
Okay, but he was, and he retained his faith, right?
He did. I'm his daughter, though. You know, I'm not just some stranger. He's like, you know what? If I want her in my life...
Doesn't that make it worse? Like, wouldn't that make it worse?
Not. Don't you have to accept your kids for who they are?
No.
What?
And so what?
No.
So if you had a kid and they were doing OnlyFans, what, you just disown them?
Until they clean their life up, yeah.
You're a bad parent.
Wow, that's
My
terrible.
family would
That's
100%
parenting.
just...
What about you're a bad kid?
No,
If you
See, that just kills me, bro. How could you not talk about this? It's so funny. They're playing like this sad music, right? So you're like, automatically you know that you're supposed to be like assumed to see this as like a sad situation, and it is. But the fact that his clapback is, what about you're a bad kid? It's just like, this is why we can't have nice things. They might have a point that the parenting isn't great, right? But instead of going on to explore that deeply and have a deep understanding of why that is to be able to enact and manifest that throughout your life, how about you're a bad kid? How about you think deeper about the problems that are at play? Obviously, there's some issues going on here. Obviously, okay? But you're no better if you're up in arms and you're satisfied with just being up. You're just satisfied with just being enraged about it. You're just satisfied that you see it and that you're upset about it and that like you've been upset about it. Like that's like enough for these people. It's like, how about you get out of the way and let someone else who can actually talk to them if they want to be talked to. Like clearly you have motivations that are just to scold them or just to like get pissed off or judge you. You can't even explain to them why you don't like what they're doing. You're too much like the pearl clutching on these people. Scrolling YouTube, and then you got this guy with a freaking 9-hour video of the collapse of Sam and Cat. Why are you watching, let alone making 9 hours of Sam? Okay, you know, we know the writing's not that good, dude. Dude, I get it, man. Girls are pretty, dude. Like, at any age, right? Like, it doesn't matter. Nothing weird about it. They represent the ideals of beauty and prettiness for the humans. They're on that team. Yes. But 9 hours, bro. 9 hours. I was gonna say, do you know what kind of skills you could learn in 9 hours? But I'm sure you learned plenty of skills in these. I know it took way long, dude. Okay, if a video is 9 hours, it's one thing. Editing a video that ends up being 9 hours, you know that's a whole nother thing, dude.
I don't think white people worldwide have really reckoned with how much their own personal identity is shaped by constructions of whiteness, and how much that construction of whiteness prevents white people from connecting to humanity. In other words, recognizing that when you recognize
Have you ever had a dream
that you
that
are part and parcel
you
of
want
humanity. In other words, you're not over humanity, right? It allows you to really be able to connect to people who don't look like you.
Everything is so weak sauce now. Like all of our media, all of our teaching is so weak sauce because the world we live in right now is created by people who basically their idea of interacting with people in a professional setting is to recite to a classroom. So you have the communication of the world and the presentation of information of the world spearheaded by our geniuses at the high school department. So It all makes sense now that I'm seeing it. It's just that same spirit, just what if that spirit was 20 years mature and then stayed the same?